I have already indicated the measure that we are going to take. Number one, we've kind of agreed with the manufacturers, because they know these counterfeiters, that they are going to tell us who these counterfeiters are. And the moment they give us the locations of these counterfeiters, we are going to go after them with the other law enforcement agencies of government. We are now working very closely with the other agencies, law enforcement agencies, be it the police, be it KRA, be it the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, be it KEBS, i.e. the intellectual property guys. We are working very closely with them. And as soon as we know where they are, we will go after them. The law will be applied on them, and they will suffer the consequences and the penalties as provided for by the law. It's a problem not just in Kenya, but in the whole world. Even in the US, counterfeit is actually a problem. But in Kenya, what are we doing? What we are doing as the Kenya Bureau of Standards is we put measures in place that can help mitigate the levels of counterfeit. Number one, we've implemented the PFOC program. This is the pre-export verification of conformity. What that program is intended to do is to make sure that goods should not enter this country without inspection from the point of origin. And they come with what we call a COC, a certificate of conformity. So all imports should come with a certificate of conformity, save for raw materials and equipment imported by manufacturers. Everything else, that way, the number of goods which will come that are counterfeit, the number of goods which will come into the country that are substandard is significantly mitigated. Secondly, we introduced the import standardization mark for imported goods. If there's anybody importing water into the country, which is rare, that water should have an import standardization mark. And what this basically does is to make it difficult. The import standardization mark is issued by KEBS. It's not printed by the importers, as was the previous case. It's issued by KEBS, which means we know how many stamps we have issued to the importer, and the importer has to account for them. Thirdly, to make sure that the consumer is able to query our database and confirm the validity of the products in the Kenyan market, we've launched the SMS platform. The number is 20023, and then you send a message starting with SM hash and the name of the product. Within 3 seconds, the consumer validates compliance of that product with KEBS. Those are some of the measures that we are put in place. With respect to water, because today we were talking about water, and you heard us talk about the need for a secured mark on water. We want to do the equivalent of the import standardization mark on water, so that if a manufacturer is producing 10 million bottles of water, he will be issued with 10 million stamps and no more, and those stamps are issued from KEBS. These guys who are selling water therefore on the roadsides are going to have a problem, because they won't get the stamps, and therefore they won't be able to sell their water. And what we will tell the public once this is implemented is, if you don't see this stamp, don't drink that water. We cannot guarantee safety. In any case, it's illegal water.